make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, young black man keep moving. You know, you can be cool with the police. You don't have to be on edge. You can be calm. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Listen, this for all y'all who ain't doing nothing, all right, or is minor and minuscule. So, I had a bunch of experiences. When I was in 8th grade, I got arrested because my friends was playing ding dong ditch in a white neighborhood, and they walked up on the lady's doorstep and was like, "Is Phil here?" She's like, "Who's Phil?" "Philly," and ran off. And I'm like a block ahead of them because I wasn't playing ding dong ditch with them because I thought it was stupid, and we got arrested. That was 8th grade. A few years later, and I was mad. I was more mad at them than the cops, but went to jail for that. Seriously, it was stupid. But after that, my block was hot in my neighborhood. So much so that if I ever got a ride from a coach or something like that after practice, they wouldn't drop me off on my block. They were like, "You got to walk from here, bro. I ain't going over there." But so one day I walked out, and as soon as I locked the front door, there was a cop car sitting in front of the front door on a curb. As soon as I turn around, he's like, "Who the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you coming from, and where you going?" And I'm like, "Man, I live here. What are you talking about?" But the block was hot, so it was so hot they ain't even want to come over there. So he going in or whatever, and I'm chilling. And then somebody tells me he lives right there. He just walked out the house. You saw him, but he was on edge or whatever. But I was a teenager. But I'm a person who I'm not. You can't really press me or intimidate me because I don't do bullies and I don't have a problem with conflict. But I'm chill for the most part. As I got older, I'm gonna prove it to him. That's dumb. My dad was a CO. It's dumb. So you can be calm, and I'm gonna tell you why. I went from driving from Texas to Louisiana. Anybody knows about this? If you drive from Texas to Louisiana or Louisiana to Texas, there's a speed trap. There's one in Lafayette and there's one in Lake Charles. The speed trap is over the bridge. I want to say that's Lake Charles. It's a bridge where the casino is at. If you come off that bridge, it's going downhill, you're going to be flying. Better slow down because the cops always down there by the water. They're going to pull you over. Another one, the one I got caught up at is like Lafayette, where, and if you ever drove this back and forth, you would know one side of the freeway is like 65 and the other is 55. So if you forget which way you're doing 65 and then the bridge turns to 55 and then it turns to 65 when you leave and they catch you. But I'm a person I carry a gun. My son's in the car. Redneck, good old boy. I got you, boy. So I'm like, oh, here we go. So he's like, what you doing? The gun in the car. Do you have any guns? I'm like, yeah. But I'm a person who's licensed. So my son's in the back seat, and like in a car seat, and he's just trying to create an issue, and I'm like, whatever. And this is where for me, I had other incidents where I remember driving on the main street out here in Houston on Westheimer. That's a main road. It used to be the strip where all the clubs was at. And I didn't have my lights on. But it's so bright I didn't know. Got pulled over by the cops. Like, "Hey man, you riding with your lights off, yo. He's about to it's a bad look." And I'm like, I'm like, "You know what? You sure right." I didn't even know. And he's like, "We're gonna have to tune you up." I was like, "Y'all wasn't gonna win, but get it." I got pulled over prior at a job, going to a job. First day of the job in a suit, black dude in the wrong neighborhood. Cop was on my head like he wanted to beat me up. And I had to tell the cop to chill out because I was like, "Look, you too close to be talking to me like you're going to beat me up now. Could you just write me a ticket, please?" And we was good. And I'm telling you these stories to get to the point. I had one, I jogged particular ways, and then I was driving my car, and he heard my car, and he pulled me over. He said, and he's like, and he came, this was a brother, he came to the passenger side because, some of them, they train them different where if they gonna pull out a gun, they'll be at the passenger side, so it's hard for you to reach. So he had me look at him through the passenger side. to make sure you got a gun, this, that, and the third. I'm like, I do. I'm licensed, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay, but it's a traffic ticket. But if you're a black man, traffic stops, they gonna pull guns on you. So you can chill. I got pulled over before going to work in my work uniform. But he was like, he said, oh, that's you that's jogging. I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, okay. It's a don't be speeding down the street. He was good. I had a Hispanic dude driving to work. He was looking for a reason. So he pulls me over, pulls out the gun, could you reach for your license? I almost shot you, kind of guy. And I'm just chilling like, oh, okay, man, whatever. All right. So he's looking for something. He's really not finding anything. He gave me a ticket for not wearing my glasses because at the time I had the restriction on my driver's license. I need to wear my glasses. And there's a few other experiences. I got left a nightclub at night. It was cold. I started jogging in my car because it was cold. They sent about 4 or 5 cars. By the time I get to my car, 4 or 5 squad cars, they jump out. What the fuck are you doing? Old school white guy at the helm. There's a bunch of white cops. And I had my keys in my hand, so I hit my alarm, the chirping. And he's looking. He's like, why would you run? I said, because it's cold. He's like, man, we almost. I was like, I get it. But I say that to say this. Every situation, don't escalate it by being angry. It's a ticket. Traffic ticket, traffic stop, maybe you went somewhere and you don't feel like you welcome. They patted you down and they told you, you can't come in here at a nightclub, been there before. You can be calm with the police. All right, no problem. And the more times that you're more chill with them, you might not get what you want out of that situation, but you might run into them again. Because I've had that happen where he good. He came in here 2 weeks ago. He ain't causing no problem. He good. Don't trip with him. We told him dress code tonight. He good. It's all right. He figured it out. We straight. You could be calm. They gonna pull a gun on you. You ain't got. He pulled a gun on me. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And they gonna keep pulling guns on you. You know what I'm saying? But don't even argue with them. It's like, all right, what we got? Y'all, because for me, it doesn't work all the time. It's like, listen, man, it's a traffic stop. Can't sign a ticket if you got a gun in your hand. You can't have the gun and a pen and a pad. You gotta put something up. It's like, all right, no problem. Some of these guys scary. The black cops, I have zero problems with for the most part. Even when they pulled the guns out, they've been more chill because we the same. The Hispanics and the white ones, 50-50. 50-50. But even with them, it's like, okay, just chill out. True story. I had, for that same Hispanic cop that pulled the gun, that gave me that bogus ticket, I had to go to the court. I just wanted to pay the ticket, get it over with. I got the restriction taken off and all that. But I had to actually go into court instead of just pay the ticket. And I didn't know this at the time. Because normally I would just pay the ticket, da-da-da-da-da. So they tell me, no, you got to go into court. And I'm sitting there like in workout clothes. Because I was about to go to the gym. Cop is being a bailiff. He's looking at me. And he's like, yo. And I'm like, could you come in? He's ignoring me. And I come in the court. He starts cussing me out. Yo, what the fuck you doing? You ain't even dressed. Get out of here. I'm like, and I'm waiting on him to come. And he's going. He's chumping. He's doing his job, quote unquote, protecting the court. I don't like it. But I wait till he gets outside. And I was like, listen, I just thought I was going to pay this ticket. But they told me to come to court. I didn't even know. He was like, you ain't dressed. You got to get some pants, man. I was like, okay. So where's the nearest place to get some pants? So he told me. I said, look, he said, if I make it back late, a little too late, it's going to be a problem. You going to let him know. He's like, just try to make it back. I got you. When I came back, he acted like he didn't know what I said. And I looked at him sideways like, you mother. And I cussed him out. I did. I cussed him out at the court. But I cussed him out because when he saw me again, I said, so you made me go there and you knew you wasn't going to let me in? And he was like, and at that point, he was being belligerent. And at that point, when I said that to him, he was like, and I was like, man, fuck you. That's it. But so I just went and this time I could pay for the ticket. He's like, you already came, paid for the ticket. There's an Indian lady at the counter. She was like, you can write something up on that. I said, and I told the Indian lady, I said, listen, I'm black. This is America. This is how it go. I'm out of here. Don't even worry about it. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. So police have come to my house. People have sent people like swatted me. They've come like, yo, what's going on? That's happened. As long I've been calm with that. That's happened a few times. It's all good. Police have come to my house because somebody was hopping my gate in the middle of the night and I had to pull that thing out on them. And they were like, oh. I was like, hey, you shouldn't have hopped the gate. You know what I'm saying? So they came, but having a conversation, it's all good. You can be calm with them. Don't escalate. I got locked up before for warrants. Back in the day, they used to do this hustle where you get a ticket, they say it's cool, and then they was like, we're going to adjudicate that or whatever, just do this and we're going to fix it. And they don't do it, and then they send a warrant out for your arrest, and they got a warrant sent out, and I paid the warrant, and then they sent another warrant, and they locked me up for that one. It was a thing that going on like in the early 2000s in Houston. So people used to, after a while, used to drive around with your paperwork on you that you paid your ticket to pay the warrant, or you went to jail for that, because they kept recycling and doing that. But I went to jail in my work uniform. And the cop was nervous, and I was like, you know what? I did pay it, but whatever. I went, no big deal. I was out in like 3 days. That was ridiculous to be in there 3 days, but whatever. But I say all that to say this. If you're really not committing a crime, don't press it. Because if you don't press the issue, they're not going to press the issue. They got bigger fish to fry 9 times out of 10. They'll give you a ticket. Every now and then I got a warning. I'm a black man, so that's not really, that's not our thing. We're going to get the ticket. I got a ticket. As a matter of fact, I got a ticket from a cop on my birthday that I work out with. We work out at the same gym. What's up? You ain't got no seatbelt on. It's like, he look at happy birthday. But he cold. I said, boy, that's cold. He's like, hey, you should wear your seatbelt. But happy birthday. But be calm with them. They people too, man. Don't sweat it, man, because you could be a victim of getting, toe up. Because even when they're not calm, you are. 5 minutes of your day will save your whole life. This was a longer video because I had to do it, but like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Hope you learned something from it. Peace.